Cheat on me during your bachelor party? Good luck explaining to your family why our $50,000 wedding was cancelled last minute. I had just snooped through my fiancé's phone and found out he had cheated on me with a stripper at his bachelor party the week prior. Even worse, his mom had been covering for him and telling him to hide the truth from me so I would just go through with the wedding. I remember looking at my sleeping, snoring fiancé, and wondering how dare he sleep so soundly as my heart broke beside him. After about an hour of thinking and planning, I knew exactly how I wanted to handle this. The single thing I had paid for out of the whole wedding was my fiancé and I's honeymoon trip, since I had wanted to stay in a nice resort in my home country and my in-laws didn't agree with my choice of location. So that night I bought an earlier flight for my honeymoon trip, and extended my reservation for a day earlier. I packed a small bag in the middle of the night, and thanked God that my fiancé didn't wake up while I was packing. I left for the airport in the middle of the night, knowing my wedding was planned for the very next morning. None of my family was attending the wedding since they all live overseas, so I texted my one friend who was my maid of honor and explained the situation to her. She understood and said she wouldn't tell anyone how to contact me or where I was. I got on the plane all by myself, and when we took off, I started crying for the first time since I found out about my fiancé's cheating. There was just something moving and liberating about knowing I was flying away from my fiancé, away from my in-laws. I was leaving behind all the pressures of the wedding and it felt right. The planning had made me feel suffocated for months, and I felt like a baby taking its first breaths as I cried alone during takeoff. When I got to the resort, I was still very emotionally vulnerable. I ended up trauma dumping by accident on the resort receptionist and quickly apologized for oversharing, saying I was just in a bad place and it was still very fresh. She ended up feeling bad for me and upgraded my room to the best room in the resort. I was lonely in the room all by myself, but my view was stunning, and I shut off my phone as soon as I put my stuff down in my room. I took the vacation to relax and recover. I journaled and cried a lot, and I decided when I flew back home that I would move to a new area and have a completely fresh start. Everything that happened was so painful and suffocating, but at the end of the day, I chose myself instead of caring about other people's expectations of me. I resent my ex-fiancé for cheating on me, but I'm grateful he showed me who he was before I committed to him and made the worst mistake of my entire life.